Hello and welcome to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host. My name is Jabez Napoleon Ogbole. And I'm always excited every Sunday evening, to share your evening weekends with you, or depending on where you may be, your evening night, or even your Monday morning. So I want to say, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. Because we have viewers from across the globe watching us from different time zones. I want to really appreciate you and say thank you once again for joining me on the Spotlight Show. Thank you so much, guys. So remember, we're broadcasting live right now, from the studio of GBKM TV network, live from the city of Toronto. So we are live right now on our app. So please go to the App Store to download the app, and you can watch this show live and even, the recording as well. We are live on YouTube as well. Go to GBKM TV and also Facebook as well, GBKM FM. So thank you once again, guys, and wherever you may be, if you're at home, if you're in your office, if you're driving, if you're at work, if you're watching me from your TV, from your mobile devices, your tablet, thank you so much. And this show is all about it's about you and I. Okay, we have to discuss topics of interest that affect both of us. People in the continent of Africa, people of African descent, all across, diaspora, Europe, Asia, North America, Australia, everywhere. We have Africans all over the world. So thank you so much, guys. And of course, this show is made possible by viewers like you. And I must say a special thank you to all our corporate sponsors, okay? Thanks to African Young Entrepreneurs and their AYE Trust Fund. Guys, check them out, www.ayeonline.org. Thanks to Imani's Place, www.imanisplace.org. Of course, thanks to Pan-African Arts and Trade Institute, Pakati, www.pakati.org. Daniela Corporation as well. Thank you so much. And of course, Top Run Consulting. Top Run Consulting powers this show and make this possible every Sunday as well. Like you and most of all our corporate sponsors. Special thanks to Top Run Consulting, leaders in IT training and certification across the globe, guys. They've got new courses, so go to their website, www.toprun.ca. Thank you so much, guys. And this show is going to be very interesting. Why? What's today's topic? Yes, you got it right. Black History Month. I know some of my viewers, who may not be in North America or in Europe, may be wondering what is Black History Month. It's not new, guys. The month of February in North America, Black history is very big, especially for people of African descent, and of course everyone, because of the contributions, we people of African descent has actually made in this part of the world. So that's why we have Black History Month. All right, guys, and also I want to say, what does it mean to you? Today's topic is, how important is Black history? And I'm asking you, how important is Black history? So right now, if you're watching me live on YouTube or Facebook, why not leave us comments, you understand, or leave us questions. We're going to be monitoring the channels, and we're going to be looking at some of those comments as well. So thank you so much, guys. So yes, what is Black history? So I'm going to take everyone on the journey today. Let's get some information and some fresh perspective, on our history. And that's why I'm saying today's topic, how important is Black history? It's like me asking you, how important is your history? Or how important is your family history? So it's everybody, places emphasis on their history. It's very important because your history has a lot to say about, who you are, where you are from, or what sort of achievement you aim to you aspire to aim in life. So that's why we're going to focus on Black history today. So quickly, what is Black History Month? The story of Black history didn't just start today, guys. You understand? Not in this decade. You understand? It started many years ago. I did some research and actually found out that even that since the early 1900s, 1915 specifically, many years after the abolition of slavery, you get a couple of people, to name historian like Carter Woodson, who was a minister, even Jesse Morland, you understand, they had an association, the Association of Negro Life and History, and they organized themselves to research and promote the achievement of Black Americans and other people of African descent. Because, sometimes people underplay the role, people of African descent actually, the impact they've made in America, in Canada, and in Europe. Truth be told, there's been a lot of sacrifices, not only by Africans, of course, but people from Asia as well, people from South America, etc. There's been so much sacrifices, but people of African descent begin to, lay emphasis in the need, to talk about these people so that people like me and you, can be able to see some of the sacrifices our ancestors made. And that way we can look up to people to aspire to even do greater. That is the importance of of this history, guys. So what do you think? We're talking about black history right now in this part, in the diaspora, in North America, in Europe. What about Africa? How important is the African history? Because there's no difference between black history and African history. These are people of African descent. Yes, they make a lot of impact in this part of the world, North America and Europe, but we have so many great people as well, men and women, boys and girls, who have sacrificed their time and their life to make Africa great as well. So what do you think? African history should be mandatory. It shouldn't be mandatory in schools and colleges, in homes across the continent, and even, across the homes of people of African descent in diaspora. I think it's very important. We need to start to teach our kids, about the African history and some of the impacts we made. It's very, very important. We have some of the greatest inventions in this life, made by people of African descent. And I can guarantee you, so many kids back in Africa don't even know this. So guys, it's high time we begin to, play our part to pass down this history. Okay, guys? All right. So Black History Month began as a way of remembering important people and events in the history, of course, African diaspora. And it's celebrated in February in this part of the world because we're coming to you live in Canada. So in Canada, February is Black History Month. It's a big deal. In United States as well. And while in Ireland, in Netherlands, and UK, it's observed in October. So these are the countries that actually, put a lot of importance in the contributions of, people of African descent, and it's celebrated. In Canada today, we have so many, black icons. People have done exceptionally well, that are very, very popular and famous. They are taught in schools and in homes. There are publications and books written about these people. Okay, so it's about time that, our generation as well, begin to make sure we do our own part to pass on these legacies and history and be able to contribute positively, to the community and of course to the country that we call home. All right, guys. So that is the issue of black. That's a quick history of black. A quick history of black history, and then quickly. Why was the month of February chosen? Of course, because of some of the forerunners of the whole ideology, like Abraham Lincoln, who was the 16th president of the United States of America, and of course Frederick Douglass. Lincoln is believed to be born in February. I believe Frederick, celebrates his birthday in the month of February as well. So February has always been adopted. However, there's something very important. Every year there's a theme. Especially in America, there's always a theme. For the month of February for Black History Month. So this year, 2021, what is the theme? The Association for the Study of African American Life and History this year theme is the Black family. Okay, Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. Wow, that's very important. Like I was saying before, what is your family history? What is your community history? What is your country's history? And hence, 2021, that's a very important theme actually for this month. So I think every home, when you have dinner, when you're talking, it's something to always talk about. Try to pass down your family history. Okay, family history, good or bad, pass it down. Because, yesterday is gone. Today, we are very sure of today. We are living today because tomorrow is not guaranteed. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, So it's very important you pass that history down to the kids. And some of the things I'm going to share on this show today is as a result of the need, okay? The need to keep history. And that's why we are able to get access to some of this information today. Okay, people thought it wasn't necessary and there was no archiving, people didn't keep records and people didn't pass down this history. We will even know some of these things today. We could be living their life, but that's the important, guys. Okay, so like I said, however, that one thing about Black history is that we also have to look at the continent as well, guys. And if you are watching live right now, family is everything. I will always emphasize that. Okay, there's a popular saying, "Blood is thicker than water." Of course, and that's the thing, because being black is your identity, whether you like it or not. Being black is your identity, and with recent events, you can see that play out on national TV. Why? Because when push comes to shove, what that means is, when one must commit oneself to an action, then you see black unity, guys. But that is not always the case, because after such action, there's so much disunity among the black community as well. And, you know, I have to say that, guys, you know, I have to say that it's high time we recognize some of these, you know, issues that put us at a disadvantage. So that way we can actually recognize it and work on it. If you don't know your faults, how are you going to improve yourself? You know, that's the truth of the matter. You know, so that's why I'm bringing this up, because Africa is a great continent. You know, all the nations in Africa are very great and wonderful. Africa has some of the best resources. You know, but still, what is going on? You know, and in my opinion, you know, the problem is even more than a problem. You know, because the issue of inability to unite has been has really hold us back. You know, because look at Europe. Europe came together. You know, I mean, if you look at a couple of centuries back, man, there was a lot of wars and fighting. You know, people were being barbaric and all that. But at one point in time, people realized that human beings need to evolve. You know, you need to be able to go beyond your differences and be able to plan and then make a better life for yourself and the generation coming. You know, Europe has united. North America has done that. You know, Asia has done that. Everybody's uniting and advancing, having a common cause. I think it's about time. What do you think, guys? You know, sending your comments. I'm gonna be monitoring them. Sending your comments on YouTube, on Facebook, and then let's see what your thoughts are. Because I feel it's about time that you know, we begin to unite and, of course, you know, take advantage of some of the things that's going to happen. Okay, enough of that. You know, quickly, I want to really talk about Africa, and I want to talk about Black History Month. We see that Black history is very important. We've spoken about it. I'm not going to bring about people who already know. Okay, when it comes to Black history, be it in Africa, we have names like, you know, Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah. In America, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You know, in Ethiopia, Haile Selassie. So many great people, Nelson Mandela. But today I'm going to talk about some of my favorites as well. And you tell me as well, who are your favorite, you know, people in history that have done exceptionally well, and their name from generation to generation, they still remain relevant. We're going to talk about that quickly. Okay, so you know, I really want to appeal to all my listeners right now, you know, because I can't say this enough, because, you know, wherever you may find yourself, in your home, your community, in your country, okay, and if we talk about Africa right now, we may say, oh, you know, let's look at the positive side. Africa is doing very well. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you proof, okay, but beyond that, I think that for some of us who have family members in positions of authority, I always say that, you know, in our homes, in our community, in our countries, you understand, these are not being governed by robots, they are governed by individuals. So, you know, we need to start to speak to them. You know, some of these rulers, people in power are, you know, fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and friends. Speak to them. You know, chaos, people profit from chaos, yes, you know, people like the status quo. People like the routine, you know, they don't want change because, you know, they are in control. It gives everybody a sense of power, you know, but if it only benefits a few, then what sacrifice have you really made for the future? And I mean, look at those who have come before you, you know, and some of the sacrifices they have made to make you have such an opportunity. What legacy are you leaving behind? You know, so one thing you know in life is that one thing that is always constant is change. Change is constant, guys. So I had to say that. All right, enough for that. You know, this show is very quick, 30 minutes. We need to quickly go into, you know, I want to share a very wonderful info. This is a gift from me to you for Black History Month. I'm going to show you an image right now, image of Africa. And this image talks about what? The cities that hold Africa's wealth. You know, the reason I brought this map up is that the economy of Africa is on the rise, you know, and there are many financial hubs coming about. And if you look at this map, you understand, we focus, there's about 23 countries, okay, on this map. However, I'm going to focus on 5 countries. And then if we zoom out of that map, you know, I need to tell you something. Did you know why, guys, do you know why the big tech companies, Twitter, Facebook, Zuckerberg, you know, Jack Dorsey, you know, the Chinese government, many foreign governments are so interested in Africa? Do you know why? I'll give you one of the reasons. There's so many reasons, but let me give you one, actually. You know, the reason is that Africa will be home to 13 out of 20 of the world's largest mega cities. You may not believe it, I'm telling you. 13 of the largest mega cities in the world, 13 will come from Africa. Believe it or not, I'm telling you guys, if somebody had told you in 2018 that the entire aviation system will be on lockdown, there's going to be travel restriction because of a virus, would you believe it? Things are changing very fast, guys, and that is the truth. And this is going to happen, you know, in the few decades. In the few decades, I'm telling you, in 2100, Africa is going to be one of the biggest economy. Whether you like it or not, you do the math, you do the calculation, and you'll find out yourself. If you don't know what that means, why not call me? Send me an email, spotlight@gbkn.fm, or send me a direct message on my social media handle on Instagram, and I'll tell you why. Apart from that, Africa's growing elite, the growing elite has added about 19,000 millionaires. So African millionaires are coming up, faster than before. We're having millionaires more. Right now the wealth of these millionaires is about 2.3 trillion in US dollars. And these are estimates from just 2017. Okay, because I find it even accurate, and even the amount may have gone up. Why? Because of some of the challenges that COVID-19 brought about. But COVID-19 may affect ordinary people, but the elite, the wealthy people, actually their net worth actually increased. And if you want to know more, why? Send me an email, and I can give you some of those facts. And these figures are going to increase. 19 million millionaires right now. In China there's thousands of millionaires. In America there is as well. But Africa is on the rise, guys. So you have to take a look at this, and then be able to know how to plug yourself into some of this growth. Because I'm going to do the same, guys. That's what this show is about. I'm here to share information with you, so you can make informed decisions. And you saw that map just now. Out of that map, if we're going to zoom into that map again, 3 cities are from South Africa. Look at the bottom of the map. South Africa wealth is over $200 billion. And those cities are actually Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Cape Town. Okay? If you look there as well, after Johannesburg, Cape Town, the next country with most of the wealth right now is Egypt. And that is Cairo in Egypt. Cairo is a hub in Africa and the Middle East. The major sectors in Cairo include real estate, construction, financial services, and basic material. And after that, number 4 is Lagos. So for some of us like myself who are from Nigeria, you should start tapping into some of this trend that's happening. Lagos is the clearinghouse for 80% of Nigeria's imports. Major sectors include basic mineral, real estate, construction, telecoms, transport, and of course, financial services. And number 5 on that is a South African city as well, Durban. Okay, so if you look at this map, you can see, Accra is there, Dar es Salaam is there, so many countries, So guys, you can go to, I actually got this information from World Health, the new World Health website. So go there and check it. There's 23 nations there, so you know where to plug yourself. The free trade, African Free Trade Zone, was ratified recently. So it's going to be a big, and these are the dreams of the Pan-Africanists, from Kwame Nkrumah to the Boer to Haile Selassie, one nation under God. That is the plan for Africa. It's of course. We're going to have many countries, you understand? But we want that continent to be having one accord. So that way we can uplift the black race, you understand? And that way we can also be able to impact the world positively. And I'm very happy that the 22nd century, Africa is going to be on the rise. And guys, so as the foreign governments are rushing to Africa, big tech companies are rushing there, you too should rush there. My Caribbean brothers and sisters, my African brother and sister, my Asian brother and sister, why not take advantage, and then let's begin to create wealth and be able to make impact as well. That's all life is about. You see a gap, you see a need, you look for a solution to fill that need. Don't chase money, chase solution, because that's my mindset now. I used to be very money conscious, but I'm looking for solution to be able to solve, everyday problems. And that's what this network is about, you understand? Bringing you those information to feed you with this accurate information. That way, we're able to benefit ourselves. All right, guys, time is going fast. We're going to go on a quick break right now. And when we come back, I want to share with you some of my icons. These are people that actually, their story inspires me. And I don't know about you, so send us those messages on YouTube. Send us those messages on our channel, on our social media handles. What are those people that inspire you, you understand? Outside of the, very popular and famous ones, When we come back, we share those. I'll share my list with you and tell you why. And so sit back, relax, do not go anywhere, because more wonderful information is coming to you. We're going to go on a quick break.
My name is Carol, and I'm currently a project coordinator. I took the project management course. I learned a number of things, one of which was interview skills. I learned about the Agile framework and how that's very different from the waterfall model of project management.
At Top Run Consulting, the key unique area that we try to focus on is not to just impart certification knowledge, but the application of real-world tools.
Back in June 2017, I did the business analysis course at Top Run. I learned the basic and advanced skills and tools to be successful in business analysis field.
Welcome back to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Jabez Napoleon is my name. And if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. And we're very happy to have you, as our listener. And, every week we're always happy to bring this show to your living rooms, to your palm or your mobile devices, of course, your tablet as well. Yes, guys. So thank you so much. We are coming to you live from the GBKM studio in Toronto, in Canada. And I want to say a quick thank you. And please like, subscribe, and share this. And go to the App Store if you're using an iOS, Apple, or go to the Play Store if you're using Android to download our app. GBKM is our app. It's very, very wonderful, guys. Trust me. I actually have the app on my device, and that is how I watch some of the shows. It's high definition. It's really, really awesome. You get notifications as well. Okay, guys, and don't remember, our app is 24/7 because we have our radio there, and we have other programs and shows on that platform. All right, guys, thank you so much and welcome back. Before I went on break, we actually talked about, Black History Month. We talked about the need to be able to tap into some of the growth trends happening in Africa and how Africa is going to lead the next 22nd century, and how you can look at some of the mega cities that's going to take the lead in Africa and how you can tap into that. Like I said, I shared 5. There's more, okay? So don't just think it's just those 5. There's more because 13 out of the over 20 mega cities in the next century are going to come from Africa, guys. So plant yourself, be it real estate, be it logistics, be it healthcare, be it machine learning, automation, whatever it is, you have an opportunity to take part there. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm going to share with you my list of some of these amazing people that actually inspire me, who have been able to put their life and their time, to benefit right now, and of course the future generation. And that's why I'm talking about Black History Month. You yourself, you're watching me right now, I'm speaking to you right now, you can also play your part. Because let me ask you a question. We're all humans, we're not immortal, which means we have a limited period on this earth. And when we go away, what do you want people to remember you for? You want to just fade out in history, or you want to be known for negativity, or you want to be known as that person, who actually saw this issue, stood up, or saw this issue and found a solution. Okay, guys, very, very important, guys, and this is what Black history is all about. To us in North America, and of course, to our brother and sister back in the continent. This is every day. This is a lifestyle. So I want to share with you my list of some of those people. I found their story so interesting. I have to share with you. Yes, the first one is Celerecto. Celerecto, she was a 12 years old who became America's youngest black millionaire. You can see her picture. That's a black and white picture. I believe that picture, she was probably 12 or maybe a bit older. And that's actually a registration of her birth and back then. But let me tell you about that story. So if we go from that image, what is Sarah's story? Sarah's story is fascinating. I have to share it with you. For some of you who have heard about her story, of course, you already know. But if you don't know, Sarah actually was, her parents were slaves. And I didn't know that back in those days that what you call the native Indians, so there was the Cherokee tribe, they also had slaves there back. They could actually purchase black slaves. So I believe some of them were into agriculture because most people think that some of these indigenous people were just they were like nomads and they didn't have a fixed location to move about because of conflict and wars and whatnot. But I'm sure they had cattle and they also farmed as well. But to cut the long story short, yes, our parents were actually they were slaves. She was at the end of the day when slavery was abolished. They called them the Cherokee Freedmen. So they were also given the same rights, and privileges as their former slave owners. So which means they were recognized as, Cherokees, and they were able to access land. However, there was a couple of conflicts, whatnot, but to cut the long story short, they were given those rights, and as a result, she inherited, a parcel of land. as a result of that. And a parcel of land actually was considered worthless. I don't know why, they allocated the worthless land. Why was it worthless? It was hilly, it was rocky. You couldn't plant any crop there. So the parents wanted to sell the land. However, the government then refused to sell the land, or the county didn't allow them to sell the land, and they still had to continue to pay property taxes on the worthless land. You imagine you having a piece of land, it's worthless, you can't do nothing there, but you're still forced to pay taxes. So she inherited it, and of course, what was intended for bad became a blessing. Why? Because a piece of land had crude oil. So crude oil was discovered on a piece of land, and it became a big story. So back then in 1914, it was all over this is in Oklahoma, currently Oklahoma. So there's so much news there about this girl who was making. How much was she making? So the story says that she was making $15,000 a month as at 1914. $15,000 a month, even in 2021, is a big deal. So back then, it was a big deal. So she was making $15,000 a month, and which yielded about $300,000, a year, I believe. And that was a lot of money. So she was getting a lot of proposals. She became famous, but she still kept her. Even with that kind of wealth, you can imagine, what she could influence and do in those days. But she kept a very low profile. So a whole lot of people don't know about her. And I just had to share that story, that sometimes you have a piece of land and you think it's worthless. You don't know what's underneath. So many people have acres of land now, hectares of land, probably in Africa, thinking it's worthless, not knowing that they are diamond, they are gold, they are crude underneath there. But that's the beauty of life, because sometimes, blessings come in disguise form. I have to share that with you. So if you don't know that story, that's very important. So why not? You can go online and research it as well. Let's go to the next individual. The next individual that inspires me is Michael Babatunde Olatunji. I've never heard of this gentleman before. He's actually a drummer. He's an artist. He's a musician. He's from Nigeria. But this guy actually fought segregation with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. I was like, wow, I didn't know that there was a Nigerian involved in that struggle. So the story goes that this gentleman actually went to study in America, and however, he now got involved in in activism. Why? Because he took a trip to Ghana. There was something that happened in Ghana, which is called the All African People's Conference, and that's where he met Kwame Nkrumah. And not only that, he also met a music producer, John Hammond, who was a music producer for Columbia Records. And that same gentleman went on to convince him to go into music. This Babatunde went into music, and his album was a big deal then. Back in I think back in the 50s. His album was a big deal, and this guy was really making waves. His music were being nominated for Grammy. He was composing for Broadway and even for Hollywood as well. And it was recognized. Nowadays we talk about Afrofusion, Burna Boy, Afrobeat, and that. But he was the pioneer of Afro jazz back in the 50s. So it was a really big deal. And the inspiration. Why I had to share this with you was that even though he was successful in music, this gentleman saw the segregation, because this is the era of Jim Crow those days, you understand? This is segregation, whereby, blacks in America were not really given opportunity, they said, the history goes that even before Rosa Parks staged, the bus boycott, he was one of the first that actually started doing what they call it, demonstration on buses. So he gathers his classmates and used to do demonstration. And he also met with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Actually, in one of the Malcolm X events, it was actually asked by Malcolm X to actually drum. So it was very wonderful. Why am I sharing this? Because it was quite inspiring to me that it doesn't, you don't have to be a politician, you don't have to be, an environmentalist, you understand? In any field you are, you understand? If you see something that is not right, you speak up. Okay, speak up, do your best to address those situations. Right now, there are so many things that are not going on well in the continent. So those people in every capacity, including myself. Okay, if you're in technology, if you're in music, whatever capacity you are, you just have to do your bits. If we do bits and bits, you can imagine how far that would go. So I have to share that story. And the last person that actually inspires me for this Black History Month, of course, is this image I'm going to share with you. Yes, many people are wondering. This is actually an artistic impression. This is Osei Tutu the First. Is the founder of the Empire of the Ashanti. Oh my God, the story really moved me. You know, I mean, I love their Ashantis in Ghana. This is the Ashantis in the modern Ghana right now. You know, so this man was the first, you know, a ruler of the Ashantis. They actually unified the Ashantis together. And I don't know, you should actually go and check your history, because the Ashantis, these people really amaze me. They're able to unite. And as a result, they were, even when the colonials came, the colonials had to actually respect them, because these guys were a force to reckon with. Okay, and this was the founder of the golden stool. For those that know Ghanaian Ashanti history, you know the golden stool is a big deal. You know, it's like the spiritual, you know, identity of the Ashanti people. You know, the stool is not something they play with. Okay, and so many history goes back on how the British, you know, tried to, you know, send him on exile. You know, the golden stool battle, or how the British went to seize the stool, and how the Queen Mother was able to rally some of the chiefs, and they fought the British. Then it was such an interesting story how this man, you know, was able at then, and we're talking about when. This is probably, you know, in the 17th century, was able to unite these people and help see a common ground, you know, create an identity. Today, you know, he is the reason why we have a country. I mean, one of the reasons why we have a country called Ghana. And of course, everybody knows that Ghana is actually trying right now. It's one of those West African countries I really like a lot, and I have a lot of Ghanaian friends. And when I saw this story, I had to share it, guys. So what do you think? Who are those people that actually inspire you? If you know any individual out there, you know, that's, you know, honor, we need to honor, you know, and we need to respect, and we need to talk about and share in our homes. Why not? You know, let me know. Send it to me, and of course, I can share it with you. All right, guys. So we come to the end of the show. I want to say a quick thank you to everyone that's been here. For those of my listeners that continue to support me, I want to say a special thank you to Top Rock Consulting. You know, Top Rock Consulting are doing amazing things. I told you, you know, they just have a new course right now, coding for kids. You know, that is something my kids are going to register for, because I mean, whether you like it or not, technology is the new trend. You know, technology is going to be used to solve a whole lot of things. You know, we are evolving. Okay, guys, so you just have to understand the trend and move with it. You don't need to fight it. If you fight it, you will lose. And they have so many new courses, including project management in construction. Very wonderful. For those people who want to go into the construction industry, you know, it's very important, because, you know, people always need houses to live. There's going to be new things to construct, you know. So there's so many courses they're having. Go to their website, www.toprun.ca. It doesn't matter what country you are. If you're in Asia, if you're in the Middle East, if you're in Africa, Europe, North America, they have location all across the globe. And right now, you know, a lot of courses are going on virtually, and you can get certified through them as well. And you can get mentored to even get a placement and job as well. So reach out to them. So I want to say thank you, everybody, once again. And it's been an amazing show. I want to appreciate everyone. And remember, you know, be that positive role model that you are in your home, in your community, in your country. You know, for those of us in diaspora, wherever you find happiness is your home. You know, participate. You know, give back your own quota, pay it forward. Okay, guys, and of course, multiple streams of income. You know me, I try to bring in business experts here, you know, entrepreneurs, to encourage myself as well. You know, to have multiple streams of income. You know, multiple businesses, build business empire, so that way you can be able to create wealth and then be able to fix a lot of problems that is happening. You know, in this country, in your home country, or wherever you may be. Okay, guys, so that's what I always say. So remember, guys, as we come to the end of this show, you know, you're always in the spotlight, and the change you seek begins with you. Good night.
My name is Carol, and I'm currently a project coordinator. I took the project management course. I learned a number of things, one of which was interview skills. I learned about the Agile framework and how that's very different from the waterfall model of project management.
At Top Run Consulting, the key unique area that we try to focus on is not to just impart certification knowledge, but the application of real-world tools.
Back in June 2017, I did the business analysis course at Top Run. I learned the basic and advanced skills and tools to be successful in business analysis field.
My name is Carol, and I'm currently a project coordinator. I took the project management course. I learned a number of things, one of which was interview skills. I learned about the Agile framework and how that's very different from the the waterfall model of project management.
At Top Run Consulting, the key unique area that we try to focus on is not to just impart certification knowledge, but the application of real-world tools.
Back in June 2017, I did the business analysis course at Top Run. I learned the basic and advanced skills and tools to be successful in business analysis field.